in a Cold Climate by Nancy Mitford. Dramatised for radio by Claire Luckham, with Amanda Root as Fanny and Barbara Jefford as Lady Montdor.
The family of Hampton is ancient in the west of England. Indeed, Fuller in his Worthies mentions it as being of stupendous antiquity.
So writes Boy Dugdale in one of his 3 books on the family. I forget which. I bought all 3, 30 shillings a lot, last week. They reminded me of the summer I came out, and in particular that dull period afterwards when, deprived of lessons and parties, it seems that nothing is ever going to happen.
Fanny?
And then all of a sudden, something does.
Fanny? Come along, Cedric. Oh, there you are. You're invited to a weekend party at Hampton. Here, I've just had this from Lady Montdor. Read it.
I lived with my mother's sister, my adoptive mother, Aunt Emily.
She says it will be a rather grown-up affair, mostly young married people, but she particularly wants you to come as company for Polly. Oh, what a pity it happens to be Davy's day for getting drunk. I long to tell him. He'll be so much interested.
And my Uncle Davy.
Are you sure he's too drunk, Aunt Emily?
Quite sure, dear. We must leave it until tomorrow. I consider getting drunk the most tiresome aspect of this new health regime he's following, but there we are.
The aim is to warm up your glands with a series of jolts, the worst thing in the world for the body is to settle down and lead a quiet life of regular habits. You do nothing in moderation. So it's very important to get drunk every now and again.
I need to answer this now. What do you think? It'll be the first time you've been to Hampton since they came back from India. You used to get on well with Polly. For some reason, she never hit it off with Linda. I think you should go. I'll accept.
The Radletts, my cousins, were the children of her other sister, Aunt Sadie, and her husband, that rumbustious ogre and eater of little girls, Uncle Matthew. They lived at Ulkenley, where they were neighbours of Lord and Lady Montdor. I was related to Lord Montdor separately, through my father.
Now, we shall have to think about your clothes, Fanny. Sonia's parties are always so dreadfully smart. Perhaps if we dyed your Ascot dress a nice dark shade of red, would that do? Well, it's a good thing we've nearly got a month.
All of a sudden, not only not nearly a month, but now, this minute, I was petrified. The long gallery at Hampton was simply full of people, not young people, about 20 or 30 of them, all chattering like starlings in a tree. And they didn't stop when Lady Montdor introduced me. Not until she got to my name.
May I introduce the Honourable Frances Logan? Not by any chance the Bolter's daughter?
Yes. Then it seemed as though all the starlings rose in the air and settled on a different tree. And that tree was me.
The Bolter's girl? Oh, don't be funny. How could the Bolter have a grown-up daughter?
Veronica, do come here a minute. Do you know who she is? She's the Bolter's child, that's all.
Is she really? Of course, sweet. I couldn't be more interested, considering that the very first person the Bolter ever bolted with was Chad, wasn't it, darling? Lucky me, got him next, but only after she'd bolted away from him again.
Tea, Fanny? I still don't see how it could be true. The Bolter can't be more than 36. I know she can't. Roly, you know the Bolter's age. Can't she be more than 36?
Well, that's right, Birdbrain. Just do the sum. She married at 18. 18 plus 18 equals 36, correct? No?
Steady on, though. What about the 9 months?
Oh, not 9, darling. Nothing like 9. Don't you remember how bogus it all was? And how shamingly huge her bouquet had been to a degree? It was the whole point.
Veronica's gone too far as usual.
I had half an ear to this riveting conversation. I didn't know Mummy first bolted with Mr. Chaddesley Corbett. Lady Montdor, having given me a characteristic and well-remembered look up and down, a look which told me what I already knew. My tweed skirt bulged behind, and I'd lost my gloves, said,
Let me see, Fanny. You've changed more in the last 5 years than Polly, although she is taller.
Then Lord Montdor, radiating wonderful oldness, came into the room, and the starlings stopped chattering.
And this is my friend Fanny. Do you remember when I last saw you, we were weeping together over the little match gull?
I could feel my fear slipping away. I was beginning to realise that being at Hampton would be like being a child again, not like coming out at all. Lady Patricia arrived next. Felt hat, sensible tweeds, silk stockings, beautifully polished calf shoes. A perfect example of beauty that was only skin deep. After her, Polly appeared, with Lady Patricia's husband, Boyd Dugdale, not far behind.
Fanny, how long have you been here? Nobody told me.
Polly Hampton had beauty, and this beauty was her outstanding characteristic. She was one of those people you cannot think of except in regard to their looks, which in her case were unvarying, independent of clothes, of age, of circumstance, and even of health. No wonder her parents loved her. Even Lady Montdor, who would have been a terrible mother to an ugly girl, or to an eccentric, wayward boy, had no difficulty in being perfect to a child who must, it seems, do her great credit in the world and crown her ambitions. Literally, perhaps, crown. Polly was certainly destined for an exceptional marriage. We went upstairs.
It's too lovely to see you again. The things I've got to ask you. When I was in India, I used to think and think about you. Do you remember how we both had black velvet dresses with red sashes for coming down after tea, and how Linda had worse? Oh, yes. It does seem another life. So long ago. What is Linda's fiancé like?
Very good-looking, very hearty. They don't care very much at Alconley, any of them.
Oh, how sad. Still, if Linda does... Fancy, though. Louisa married, and Linda engaged already. Of course, before India we were all babies, really. And now we are of marriageable age, it makes such a difference, doesn't it?
I suppose you came out in India?
Well, yes, I did. I've been out for 2 years, actually. It was all very dull. This coming out seems a great bore. Do you enjoy it, Fanny?
What I enjoy is the dressing up.
Oh, so do I. Do you think about dresses and hats all the time, even in church? I do too. Heavenly tweed, Fanny. I noticed it at once.
Oh, and it's bagging.
Oh, they always bag. Except on very smart little thin women like Veronica. Well, is this what you're going to wear tonight?
Yes.
Oh, how lovely. Mine's silver lame. It smells like a birdcage when it gets hot, but I do love it. Aren't you thankful evening skirts are long again?
Oh, yes.
But I want to hear more about what coming out is like in England.
Dances, girls' luncheon parties, tennis if you can, dinner parties to go to, plays, Ascot being presented. Oh, I don't know, I expect you can just about imagine.
Tell me about love. Are they always having love affairs the whole time? Is it their one and only topic of conversation?
Well, yes.
Oh, bother. I felt sure you would say that. It was so in India, but I thought perhaps in a cold climate. Anyway, don't tell Mummy if she asks you. Pretend that English debutantes don't bother about love. She's in a perfect fit because I never fall in love with people. She teases me about it all the time. But it isn't any good because if you don't, you don't. I should have thought at my age it's natural not to.
It seemed to me highly unnatural, though I could well understand not wanting to talk about such things to the grown-ups, and especially to Lady Montdor, if she happened to be one's mother.
Come over here, Fanny.
She was sitting with Veronica Chattersley Corbett. It's amazing how two women can look so different. Lady Montdor was not exactly fashionable. Her hair was shingled, but it was grey and fluffy, by no means a smooth cap. Her eyebrows grew at will, and when she remembered to use lipstick and powder, they were any colour and slapped on anyhow, so that her face, compared to that of Mrs. Chattersley Corbett, was as a hayfield to a lawn.
Sit here and talk to us. Are you in love?
Of course she is, poor sweet. Just look at that blush. It must be something quite new and horribly bogus. I know, it's my dear old husband. Confess now, I couldn't mind less, actually.
Oh, no, not anybody's husband, I promise.
All right, we're not going to worm. What we really want to know, to settle a bet, is, have you always fancied somebody ever since you can remember? Answer truthfully, please.
Well, yes, actually, I have. Ever since I could remember, some delicious image had been enshrined in my heart. Last thought at night, first thought in the morning. Fred Terry as Sir Percy Blakeney. Lord Byron. Blissful Mrs. Ashton at school. The guard on the 4:45.
There you are, you see, Sonia. From kiddie car to hearse, darling. I couldn't know it better.
Now, Fanny, tell us what you think. Is Polly in love?
Well, she says she's not, but I...
But you don't think it's possible for her not to be fancying someone, nor do I.
Well, I suppose it might depend on your nature.
Anyhow, there's one thing only too certain. She takes no notice of the young men I provide for her, and they take no notice of her. They worship me, of course, but what is the good of that? Bored and boring. She used to be such a sweet and easy child. But her whole character seems to have changed now she's grown up. I can't understand it.
She's bound to fall for some nice chap in London, Sonia, darling. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. Now, if only we were French. They really do seem to arrange things so very much better. To begin with, Polly would inherit all this instead of those stupid people in Nova Scotia. So unsuitable. Can you imagine colonials living here? And to go on with, we should find a husband for her ourselves, after which she could live partly at his place with his parents and partly here with us. Think how sensible that is.
Before I left Hampton the following morning, Polly took me up to her mother's bedroom to say goodbye. Lady Montdor's room was enormous, more like a ballroom than a bedroom. There were many photographs in silver frames, mostly of royal personages. Lady Montdor cut rather a comic figure, drinking strong tea in bed and wearing what looked like a man's striped flannel pyjama top under a feathered wrap.
Good morning, Fanny, dear. This will interest you.
She handed me the Times, and I saw that my cousin Linda's engagement to Anthony Crozeg was announced at last.
Poor ratlets. No wonder they don't like it. What a silly girl. Well, she always has been, in my opinion. No place. Rich, of course, but banker's money. It comes and it goes, and however much of it there may be, it's not like marrying into all this. Your Aunt Sadie is a wonderful woman, of course. I'm devoted to her, but I'm afraid she hasn't the very smallest idea how to bring up girls. So, that's Louisa and poor Linda accounted for. Now, you must be the next one, Fanny.
Oh, no. Nobody will ever marry me.
Nonsense. And don't go marrying just anybody for love. Remember that love cannot last. It never, never does. But if you marry all this, it's for your life. One day, don't forget, you'll be middle-aged. And think what that must be like for a woman who can't have, say, a pair of diamond earrings. And then at meal times, sitting with all the unimportant people forever and ever, and no motor. Not a very nice prospect, you know. Of course, I was lucky. I had love as well as all this. But it doesn't often happen, and when the moment comes for you to choose, just remember what I say.
All this, to Lady Montdor, was position, allied to such solid assets as acres, coal mines, real estate, jewels, silver, pictures, fabulous riches, and other possessions of such sort. Lord Montdor owned an almost incredible number of such things, fortunately.
When you've seen Fanny off, will you find Boy, please, Polly, and send him up here to me?
Yes, Mum.
I want to think over the dinner party for next week with him. Goodbye, then, Fanny.
Bye.
Let's see a lot of you now we're back.
On the way down, we ran into Boy.
Mummy wants to see you.
Polly gravely posed her blue look on him. Boy put his hand to her shoulder and massaged it with his thumb.
Yes, about this dinner party, I suppose. Are you coming to it, old girl, huh?
Oh, I expect so. I'm out now, you know.
I can't say I look forward to it very much. Your mother's ideas on placement get vaguer and vaguer. The table last night was totally mad. Sonia really shouldn't have people at all if she doesn't intend to treat them properly, what?
Boy Dugdale was known in my family as the lecherous lecturer. The Radlett children had given him this name 2 years before, after he had lectured Aunt Sadie's Women's Institute. The lecture on duchesses had been very dull, but the things the lecturer did afterwards to Linda and Jassy were not dull at all.
Think what a thrill. He took Linda up on the roof and did all sorts of blissful things to her. At least she could easily see how they would be blissful with anyone else except the lecturer. And I got some really sexy pinches as he passed the nursery landing.
Back at home, I was naturally unable to talk of anything else except my visit. My Uncle Davy was much amused.
Oh, but my dear child, weren't you petrified? Sauveterre, the Chattersley Corbetts, who else? The Dugdales? How was Lady Patricia? Her life is one of sadness in her marriage and suffering in her liver. I feel for her.
Oh, yes. Isn't the lecturer stupid?
And lecherous?
No, I must say, not actually lecherous, not with me.
Well, of course, he couldn't be with Sonia there. He wouldn't dare. He's been her young man for years, you know.
Don't tell me. Davy, how could she?
Well, boy is very good-looking. I should say, rather, how could he? But as a matter of fact, I think it's a love affair of pure convenience. It suits them both perfectly. He's like a wonderful extra butler, and Sonia on her side gives him an interest in life. I quite see it. Oh, bother. Talking to you has made me forget my 3 o'clock pill.
From this time on, I saw a great deal of Polly. In February, we were bridesmaids at Linda's wedding, and when it was over, we motored down to Hampton with Polly and Lady Montdor to spend a few days there.
I love being so dry in here and seeing all those poor people so wet. How extraordinary Lady Crozig looked, poor woman. I suppose somebody must have told her the bridegroom's mother should have a bit of everything in her hat, for luck, perhaps. Fur, feathers, flowers, and a scrap of lace, it was all there, and a diamond brooch on top to finish it all off nicely. Rose diamonds, I had a good look. And did you see what mingy little things they gave poor Linda? A cheque, yes, that's all very well, but for how much, I wonder? Cultured pearls. At least I imagine so, otherwise they would have been worth quite 10,000. And a hideous little bracelet. No tiara, no necklace. What will the poor child wear at court? Bankers don't seem to be much to look at. So extraordinarily unsuitable having to know them at all, poor things, let alone marry them. But these sort of people have got megalomania nowadays. One can't get away from them. Now, Polly, I want to hear exactly what you did yesterday.
Nothing very much.
Oh, don't be so tiresome. You got to London at about 12, I suppose.
Yes, we did. Wait a moment, I must take this off. It's giving me a headache. Ow. Oh, sorry, Fanny.
Don't worry, Polly.
Well then, let me think. We arrived. Daddy went straight to his appointment, and I had an early lunch at home.
By yourself?
No, Boy was there. He looked in to return some books, and Willett said there was plenty of food, so I made him stay.
Well then, go on. After luncheon?
Hair?
Washed and set?
Yes, naturally.
You'd never think it. We really must find you a better hairdresser. No use asking Fanny, I'm afraid. Her hair always looks like a mop.
It was quite all right until I had to put that wreath on it. Well then, tea with Daddy at the house, rest after tea, dinner you know about in bed, is that all?
No, certainly not. You haven't told me about the party yet. Who sat next to you at dinner?
Oh, Mummy, I can't remember their names.
You never seem to remember anybody's name. It's too stupid. How can I invite your friends to the house if I don't know who they are?
But they're not my friends. They were the most dreadful, dreadful bores you can possibly imagine. I couldn't think of anything to say to them.
Then after dinner you danced?
Yes. Danced and sat out and ate disgusting ices.
I'm sure the ices were delicious. Sylvia Waterman always does things beautifully. I suppose there was champagne.
I hate champagne.
Oh. And who took you home?
Lady somebody. Was out of her way because she lives in Chelsea.
How extraordinary. Now, who could she have possibly been?
The Dugdales, who had also been at the wedding and were to dine at Hampton on their way home, were already there when we arrived. After dinner, Boy settled down to his petit point. He was making a fire screen, designed by himself in a sort of sprawling Jacobean pattern.
How differently life turns out from what we expect. Ever since she was born, you know, I've worried and fussed over that child and thought of the awful things that might happen to her, that Montdor might die before she was settled, that her looks would go, that she would have an accident and spend the rest of her days in a spinal chair, all sorts of things. I used to wake up in the night and imagine them. But the one thing that never even crossed my mind was that she might end up an old maid. Boy, do stop all that petit point and come and help me organise the ball I'm going to give for her. I thought May Day.
May Day's good. It must be either the first or the last ball of the season if people are to remember it.
Boy had exactly the same sort of thick, coarse hair I had. I knew how the little waves in it, the careless curls that he thought were so boyish, had been carefully wetted and pinched in before dinner. The London season duly opened with a ball at Montdor House, which cost £2,000, or so Lady Montdor told everybody, and it was certainly very brilliant. Many of the royalties in Lady Montdor's bedroom stepped out of their silver frames and came to life, dustier and less glamorous, poor dears, when seen in all their dimensions, for the ball. The huge reception rooms at Montdor House were scattered with them, and the words Sir and Ma'am could be heard on every hand.
We came as early as we could.
Oh, did you see Polly, Aunt Sadie?
How lovely she looks in her white dress.
Mrs. Chaddesley Corbett chose it for her in Paris, and it was brought over in the bag by a South American diplomat to save duty.
Oh, this is not my thing, Fanny dear, but I'm determined to enjoy myself since I'm here. I got all my jewels out of the bank.
Emily, where should we settle?
Somewhere where we can see the dresses and jewels to advantage.
Where do you think?
Well, how about here in the picture gallery?
With his Uncle Matthew.
You know, he absolutely won't go out in the evening. It's an absolute torment for him to be kept awake after dinner. But no, he said, if Montdor asks us to his ball, then that's because he wants to see us there.
Ah, we're going to be stationed here. Evening, Fanny.
Sadie, Emily, sit here. Matthew?
No, can't sit. Might split the breeches. Not as slender as I was. Ha! Pictures! Look at that chap. All stuck about with arrows.
Correggio, St. Sebastian.
Awful tripe. Fellow wouldn't be grinning if he'd dead with all those arrows stuck in him.
Stand with your back to it.
Well, that's not much better. I wouldn't give you 7 and 6 for that.
Only the Montdor Botticelli, my dear Matthew.
Yeah, I saw a picture once of Shire horses in the snow. There was nothing else, just a bit of broken-down fence and 3 horses. It was dangerous work. Army and Navy. Now, if I'd been a rich man, I'd have bought that. I mean, you could see how cold those poor brutes must have felt. Well, all this rubbish is supposed to be valuable. That must have been worth a fortune.
The first ball I came to here must have been the year I came out in 1906. I well remember the excitement of actually seeing King Edward in the flesh and hearing his loud foreign laugh.
Where's the old she-wolf? She'll never know what can have come over Montdor to have married her. I suppose he didn't realise at the time how utterly poisonous she is.
Quiet, Matthew. She's over there.
With the German ambassadress.
Wonderfully public-spirited of Montdor to put up with all this foreign trash in his house. I'm blurred if I would. I ask her, look at that sewer taking Polly into supper.
She is beautiful. She doesn't look as radiant and happy as such a spoilt darling should. I shouldn't care for one of my girls to look like that. I think she had something on her mind.
Come now, Matthew. The Serbs were our allies.
Allies? So that's a Serb, is it? Well, just what one would expect. Needs a shave. Of course, Montdor only asks them for the sake of the country. I do admire that fellow. Thinks of nothing but his duty. What an example to everybody.
The back of the head, seen at a ball, can have a most agitating effect upon a young girl, so different from the back of other heads that it might be surrounded by a halo. There is a question. Will he turn round? Will he see her? And if so, will he merely give a polite good evening, or will he invite her to dance?
Forgive me for being late. I borrowed some knee breeches and then, you know how it is, I lost them.
Who's that brute dancing with Fanny?
I believe Fanny invited him. She's certainly very pleased to see him. He's called Alfred Wincham. Shall I introduce him to you?
No, for pity's sake.
What an old pasha you are, Matthew. The way you clearly prefer to keep all your female relations in a condition of exaggerated chastity. You can't bear them to be approached by strange men.
That's Polly, dancing with her uncle, Boy Dugdale.
I can see she's a great beauty, but she doesn't attract me with that sulky expression. I'm sure she's very dull.
Veronica?
How are you, my sweet? What news of the bolter? Are you still in love?
Oh.
What's this? Who is that woman? Who is the bolter? And is it true that you are in love?
It's Mrs. Chadsley Corbett. And that's the Prince of Wales she's dancing with.
And how about love?
It's nothing, it's just a joke.
Good. I should like you to be on the verge of love, but not yet quite in it. That's a very nice state of mind to be in.
Unbeknown to Alfred, I'd already dived over the verge and was swimming away in a blue sea of illusion towards, I suppose, the islands of the blessed. But now I know it was towards domesticity, maternity, and the usual lot of womankind.
What a triumph for Sonia!
So, Polly was now out in London society. When it was all over, they went to Goodwood, Cowes and Scotland. By the time I saw them again, it was autumn.
What are you up to, Fanny?
Aching. Meaning aching with boredom.
Oh, good. So I can come and bend you to my will. You can't think how dull, but if you're aching anyway, I couldn't possibly bend you to have luncheon with my Auntie Edna at Hampton Court, and afterwards to sit and chat while I have my hair done. No, forget I said anything so awful. Anyway, we'll see. I'll be round for you in half an hour.
I don't believe Auntie Edna aches. I've noticed that married ladies never ache. There's something about marriage that seems to stop it for good. I wonder why. A short time after this, I became engaged to Alfred Wincham, the same young man whose back view had so disturbed me at the ball. The afternoon before the engagement was announced in the Times, Aunt Emily sent me round to Montdor House to tell the news.
The Honourable Francis Logan.
Heavenly Tattler, it really does help with the aching. Faithful of you to come.
Polly, I've come to tell you that I'm engaged.
Not really?
Yes.
Fanny, I'm so glad. Who to?
Alfred Wincham.
Congratulations. Not the man you made me ask to the ball. You never mentioned him again once.
Well, I didn't dare to talk about it in case, well, it really was of too much importance.
Oh, I do understand that. Were you longing for it?
How lucky you are. Oh, fancy being able to marry the person you love.
Go on, tell everything.
Well, he was terribly nice to me at your ball. I hadn't a bit expected that he would come to London because, well, for one thing, knee breeches. I knew he wouldn't have any. And then he asked me to Oxford twice. But in the holidays, he went to Greece. I mean, Oxford holidays are terribly long, you know. Not even a postcard, so I thought it was all off. Well, on Thursday, I went to Oxford again, and this time he proposed to me. And look, oh, don't say he had it on him.
Like in The Making of a Marchioness?
Just like. Except that it's not a ruby, a garnet.
Quite the size of a pigeon's egg, though. You are lucky.
Ah, the girls. Talking balls, I suppose. Give me some tea. I'm quite dead. Such an afternoon with the Grand Duchess. I've just dropped her at Kensington Palace. Such a dear. So human. One doesn't mind what one says to her. I find I really do love royalty.
Mummy, Fanny's come to tell us that she's engaged. to Alfred Wincham.
Engaged? Well, I suppose that's very nice. Alfred, what did you say? Who is he? What is that name?
He's a Don at Oxford.
Oh, dear, how extraordinary. You don't want to go and live at Oxford, surely. Well, I should think he'd better go into politics and buy a place. I suppose he hasn't got one, by the way. No, or he wouldn't be a Don. Not an English Don, at least. In Spain, of course, it's quite different. Dons are somebody there, I believe. This Mr. Thing must settle down and write books. It always gives a man status if he writes a book, Fanny. I advise you to start him off on that immediately.
I'm afraid I haven't much influence with him.
Oh, well, develop it, dear, quick. No use marrying a man you can't influence. Just look what I've done for Montdor. Always seen that he takes an interest, made him accept things, jobs, I mean, and kept him up to the mark. Never let him slide back. Oh, a wife must be always on the lookout. Men are so lazy by nature. Now, Fanny, dear, the more I think of it, the more it seems to me quite ridiculous for you to go marrying a Don. What does Emily say?
She's awfully pleased.
Emily and Sadie are hopeless. You must ask my advice about this sort of thing. I'm very glad indeed you came round. We must think of how we can get you out of it. Oh, but... Could you ring him up now and say you've changed your mind? I believe it would be kindest in the long run to do it that way.
Oh, no, I can't.
Why not, dear? It isn't in the paper yet.
Well, it will be tomorrow.
Well, that's where I can be so helpful. I'll send for Geoffrey Dawson now and have it stopped.
Oh, please not.
But she wants to marry him, Mummy. She's in love. And look at her pretty ring.
That's not a ruby.
No, it's a garnet.
And as for love, I should have thought the example of your mother would have taught you something. Where has love landed her? Some ghastly white hunter. Love, indeed. Whoever invented love ought to be shot.
Dons aren't a bit the same as white hunters. You know how fond Daddy is of them.
Oh, I dare say they'll be all right for dinner, if you like that sort of thing. No, Fanny, I'm very much distressed.
Oh, please, don't be.
However, if you say it's settled, I suppose there's no more I can do, except to try and help you make a success of it. Now, Polly, have you thought of a young man yet for me to ask down on the 3rd? Now, I was thinking when I was with the Grand Duchess, I often do have good ideas when I'm with royalty. How would it be to ask Joyce Fleetwood? Well, Polly?
Why not? It's a shower bath when he talks, but do let's. He's so utterly fascinating, isn't he?
It's perfectly stupid to go on like this. Polly, will you please pay attention to what I'm saying?
And what were you saying? Something about Mr. Fleetwood.
Let Mr. Fleetwood be for the present. I want to know what exactly you are planning to do with your life. Do you intend to live at home and go mooning on like this forever?
What else can I do? You haven't exactly trained me for a career, have you?
Oh, yes, indeed I have. I've trained you for marriage, which in my opinion, I may be old-fashioned, is by far the best career open to any woman.
That's all very well, but how can I marry if nobody asks me?
And why don't they ask you? It's only because you give them no encouragement. No man cares to make love to a dummy, you know. It's too discouraging.
Thank you, but I don't want to be made love to.
Oh, dear. Then what is it you do want?
Leave me alone, Mother, please.
To stay on here with us until you are old?
Daddy wouldn't mind a bit.
Oh, yes, he would. Make no mistake about that. Not for a year or two, perhaps, but in the end he would. Nobody wants their girl to be hanging about forever, a sour old maid, and you'll be the sour kind. That's too obvious already, my dear. Wizened up and sour.
Madam, the King of Portugal on the phone.
Just coming.
I hate her, and I wish you were dead. Oh, Fanny, the luck of not being brought up by your own mother. You've no idea what a horrible relationship it can be.
But when you were little, it wasn't horrible.
Always horrible. I've always hated her from the bottom of my heart.
She isn't like this the whole time.
More and more. Better make a dash for it, love, or you'll be caught again. I'll ring very soon.
I was married at the beginning of the Christmas vacation, and when Alfred and I returned from our honeymoon, we went to stay with my Aunt Sadie and Uncle Matthew, while our little house in Oxford was being got ready.
You will have to have your hair cropped like a guardsman.
Do let's go to the mitre.
It may not be too bad. Remember,
If you open a book, it must be in the privacy of the bedroom.
Oh, Lord.
And you never on any account be late for meals. Uncle Matthew likes us in the dining room at least 5 minutes beforehand. We all sit there clasping hot plates to our bosoms, eyes on the pantry door. Aunt Sadie did that once absent-mindedly with a plate of artichoke soup.
Lord, do let's go to the Mitre. It's a very good idea.
My Uncle Matthew's likes and dislikes were famous for their violence. I could see that he was already prejudiced against poor Alfred, and it was an accepted fact in the family that he loathed me.
Man's long agony in the lift shaft, slowly crushed to death in a lift.
Matthew,
Man's long agony.
Stop that at once. Matthew, you know that I've asked Fanny to stay here during the week?
Is she not bringing that sewer with her?
Of course she is. They're married. Oh, you are impossible, darling. All the time she was growing up, you've attacked her as though she came from abroad, and now you hate her husband for marrying her and taking her away from us. I want you to be nice to them, Matthew. I mean it.
Your fellow reads books.
That's not a criminal offence.
Man's long agony in the lift shaft, slowly crushed to death in a lift.
What is it?
Headlines, Daily Express.
Well, it's not a bit funny. You're really too old to be so heartless, and I absolutely forbid you to sing it any more.
It was not in the end too bad. As soon as they could, Jassy and Victoria dragged me off to the On's cupboard.
Do tell. What's it like?
Linda says it's not all it's cracked up to be, and we don't wonder when we think of Tony.
But Louisa says once you get used to it, it's utter blissikins. And we do wonder when we think of John.
What's wrong with poor Tony and John?
Dull and old. Come on then, Fanny. Tell.
I agree with Louisa, but I absolutely refuse to go into any details.
It is unfair. Nobody ever tells. The lecturer was here last week, and he was telling Sadie some very nice, sexy stories about that kind of thing. Of course, we weren't meant to hear, but you can just guess what happened. Sadie didn't listen, and we did.
Why don't you ask the lecturer for information? He'll tell.
No, thank you very much. He'll show.
Polly came over to see me. She was pale and thinner, had rings under her eyes, and seemed quite shut up in herself, though this might have been in contrast to the exuberant Radlets.
Joyce Fleetwood is in disgrace with Mummy for not paying his bridge debts. That's one comfort. We've still got the Grand Duchess. Goodness, she's dull. Veronica Chaddesley-Corbett calls her and Mummy Mom and Supermom.
I showed her the photographs of Alfred and me in the south of France.
Darling costume, Fanny. You know, the Dugdales are off there next week.
Oh?
Well, Aunt Patricia is feeling the cold so dreadfully this winter. I really must go now. Please come over to Hampton and bring Alfred.
Well, he's too busy at the moment, but I'll come myself.
Promise?
Promise.
I think Polly looks most dreadfully unwell.
Davy arrived. He had come to stay for a week or so while he underwent treatment at the Radcliffe Infirmary.
Nonsense. There's nothing wrong with her. She needs a husband, that's all.
How very like a woman. Sex, my dear Sadie, is not a sovereign cure for everything, you know. I only wish it were.
Girls. Now, I didn't mean sex at all. Sonia goes about it all the wrong way, but she's perfectly right. Polly needs a life of her own. Babies, occupations and interests. An establishment, in fact. And for that she must have a husband.
Or a lady of Llangollen.
Time you went to bed, miss. Now off you go, both of you.
Not me. It's not nearly my bedtime yet.
I said both of you. Now be gone.
I'm older than you.
Oh, those children. They read too much. But I can't stop them. I honestly believe they'd rather read the label on a medicine bottle than nothing at all.
Oh, but I love reading the labels of medicine bottles. They're madly enjoyable, you know.
The next morning when I came down to breakfast, I found everybody, even the children, looking grave.
Oh, dear. Fanny, there's been some awfully bad news. Poor Patricia. She died in the night.
What?
Suddenly collapsed. Lord Montdor was sent for, but by the time he could arrive she had become unconscious. She was dead an hour later.
Oh. Uncle Matthew, who cried easily, was mopping his eyes as he bent over a hot plate, taking a banger.
I saw her only last week.
Poor Patricia. I always liked her so much. Though, of course, all that about being delicate was tiresome.
Well, now you can see for yourself that she was delicate. She's dead. You killed her. Doesn't that show you?
We must send a wreath, darling, at once. Oh, what a time of year. It will have to come from Oxford, I suppose. Oh, the waste of money.
Send a wreath of frog spawn, frog spawn, frog spawn. Lovely, lovely frog spawn. It is my favourite thing. Aunt Sadie and Davy went off to the funeral together.
Bitter wind. They've lined the grave with heather from Craigside.
She did so love Scotland.
He's looking 100.
Poor boy. He seems awfully cut up. I had a word with Dr. Simpson. It's quite obviously a miracle she didn't die years ago. Her insides were a terrible mess.
About a fortnight later, Uncle Matthew, prepared for a marvellous day, stood outside his front door, watch in hand, scowling and fiercely grinding his teeth.
23 1/4 minutes past. In precisely 6 3/4 minutes, the damned fellow will be late.
The chub fuddler appeared regularly with the snowdrops at Alconley. He came and walked along the river bank and sowed upon its waters some magic seed, which soon bore magic fruit, for up to the surface, thoroughly and undoubtedly fuddled, came hundreds upon hundreds of chub. It was Uncle Matthew's greatest treat of the year. When the Daimler from Hampton Park came down the drive, and Uncle Matthew saw Lord and Lady Montdor inside the Daimler, there was a moment of stunned surprise. Then he leapt forward to open the door, like a squire of olden times to the stirrup of his liege lord, and they all disappeared inside.
The hell hag was in a dreadful state.
Her face!
Blotchy.
Could have been weeping for hours.
I guess the government has fallen.
Why should that make Lady Montdor cry?
Well, who will do all her little things for her?
There'll soon be another lot for her to fag. Conservatives this time, perhaps. She really likes that better.
Do you think Polly is dead?
No, no. They'd be mourning over her lovely corpse, not driving about in motor cars and seeing people.
Perhaps they've lost all their money and come to live with us.
Oh, then we might all have to commit collective suicide.
The chub fuddler. Good.
Good. Don't you die to be inside?
When the Montdors had gone, Uncle Matthew came out to chub fuddle, and we went in to worm what we could from Sadie.
You'll never believe it. Polly Hampton has informed her poor mother that she's going to marry Boy Dugdale. Her uncle, if you please. Did you ever hear such a thing? The wretched Patricia not cold in her grave. Miserable old man. You see, Davy, how right Matthew has been about him all these years.
Oh, poor boy. He's not so bad.
I don't see how you can go on standing up for him after this, Davy.
But, Sadie, how can she marry him if he's her uncle?
Just exactly what I said. But it seems with an uncle by marriage that you can. Oh, what a law. Whenever was it passed? Why, it's the end of all family life, a thing like that.
Except that it is the beginning for Polly.
Well, who told Lady Montdor?
Polly. It happened like this. They hadn't seen Boy since the funeral, because he caught a bad cold at it and stayed indoors. Well, yesterday he went over to Hampton with the letters he'd had about poor Patricia from Infantas and things, and they had a good gloat over them. Sonia says he seemed terribly low and unhappy, talking about Patricia and what she'd always been to him. Well, just what you'd expect after 23 years or something. Miserable old hypocrite. Well, he was supposed to stay for dinner. Sonia and Lord Montdor went upstairs to change, and when Sonia came down again, she found Polly, still in her day clothes, sitting on that white rug in front of the fire. She said, "What are you doing, Polly? It's very late. Go up and dress." "Where's Boy, then?" Polly got up, stretched herself, and said, "He's gone home, and I've got something to tell you. Boy and I are going to be married." At first, of course, Sonia didn't believe it. And then she was so furious she went sort of mad and rushed at Polly and boxed her ears, and Polly gave her a great shove into an armchair and went upstairs. Sonia was perfectly hysterical by then. She rang for her maid, who took her up and put her straight to bed. Meanwhile, Polly dressed, came down again, and calmly spent the evening with her father without telling him. So this morning poor Sonia had to tell him. She said it was terrible, because he so adores Polly. Just imagine the Montdor's feelings. While they were trying to argue her out of it this morning, she told them she'd been in love with Boy since before they went to India, when she was a little girl of 14.
Poor Sonia. I feel for her. Her daughter and her lover had a go. Well, it often happens, but it can never be very agreeable.
Now she's gone home to cut his needlework out of the fire screen. And Sonia's sending Polly over here to stay for a week or two.
The utter fascination.
Why?
Polly wants to come, and Sonia can't endure the sight of her for the present. If she comes here, we might be able to influence her against this horrible marriage. And I don't mean you, children. You'll please try to be tactful for once in your lives.
I will. It's dear little Vic you must speak to. There's no tack in her. And personally, I think it was a great mistake. And I told her at all. Ow! Help, Sadie! She's killing me!
I mean both of you. And don't call me Sadie.
Do you think the lecturer will have himself carried into the house dressed up as a sack of wood?
They shan't meet under my roof.
Polly arrived, the only exterior indication that her life was at a crisis being an aura of happiness which transformed her whole aspect. Was it thrilling when Boy proposed?
Oh, Boy never proposed to me at all. I don't think he ever would have, being that kind of person. I mean, so wonderfully unselfish and thinking that it matters for me not being left things in wills and all that rubbish. Besides, he knows Mummy so well, and he knew just what a hullabaloo she would make. He couldn't face it for me. No, I always realised that I should have to do the proposing, and I did. It wasn't very difficult. After all, I've loved him ever since I can remember. Oh, Fanny, isn't being happy wonderful? Joy. Do you think a lifetime is too long for perfect happiness? What can it matter if we have a few more weeks of horrid waiting, when we're going to live together all the rest of our lives and be buried in the same grave?
Fancy being buried in the same grave with the lecturer.
Meanwhile, Aunt Sadie was doing what she could to influence Polly, but as she was much too shy to speak to her directly on such intimate subjects as sex and marriage, she used an oblique method.
Always remember, children, that marriage is a very intimate relationship. It's not just sitting and chatting to a person. There are other things, you know.
Isn't Sadie a scream? She simply doesn't recognise that what put Polly on the lecturer's side in the first place must have been all those dreadful things he did to her, like he once tried with Linda and me, and that now what she really wants most in the world is to roll and roll and roll about with him in a big double bed.
Now, I should say the only hope of curing Polly's uncle fixation is to analyse her. Shall we see if she'd let us try?
No, I absolutely forbid you to.
Polly had no clandestine conversations or secret meetings with Boy, so it came as quite a surprise to Aunt Sadie when she announced she had asked Boy to meet her in Oxford the next day.
Would you care to tell me what your plans are, Polly? Not your plans for tomorrow, but for life.
Well, you see, that's what I must talk about with Boy. Last time I saw him, we made no plans. We simply became engaged to be married.
But this marriage, dear, your mind is made up.
Yes, quite. So I don't see any point in this waiting.
So Polly and I motored to Oxford together, and I lunched, as I often did, with Alfred at the George. After luncheon, I spent a freezing, exhausting and discouraging hour in my little house, which seemed hopelessly haunted by builders. I forced myself to look through the window, to fortify myself with the view of Christ Church. But Polly and the lecturer came into view, battling their way against the east wind, plunged, I would have thought, in gloom. After the house, I went to Woolworth's. Jessie had asked me to buy a bowl for her frog spawn, and there they were. Boy was holding up a mousetrap.
Home soon?
now, do you think?
Do let's.
Good idea.
We all three went to where our respective motor cars were waiting. The lecturer still had a terrible cold and looked most unappetizing, I thought, and he seemed very grumpy. He didn't even give my hand an extra squeeze when he said goodbye, or stroke and tickle our legs when he tucked us up in the rug. And when we drove off, he just walked away gloomily, with no backward glance, jaunty wave, or boyish shake of the curls. But Polly was pleased.
Well, everything's settled, thank goodness. A month from today, if I can get my parents' consent. So the next thing is a tussle with Mummy.
Lady Montdor agreed to Polly going over to Hampton, but she said she must bring me.
The government really ought to make more effort to attract more important visitors to England. The imperial family, for instance. I was saying only the other day to Ramsay...
Mummy, I didn't come here to talk about royalty. I want to be married in a month from now, and to do that I must have your consent, as I'm not of age until May. It seems to me that as it is only a question of 9 weeks, when I shall marry anyhow, you might as well agree and get it over, don't you think?
I must say that's very pretty. Your poor aunt, when the breath has hardly left her body.
I can't live at Alconley much longer. I can't live here with you. Hadn't I better start my new life as soon as possible?
Do you quite realise, Polly, that the day you marry Boy Dugdale, your father is going to have to alter his will?
Oh, yes, the times you've told me.
I've only told you once before.
I've had a letter about it. Boy has had a letter about it. We know.
I wonder if you also know that Boy Dugdale is a very poor man. They lived really on Patricia's allowance, which of course in the ordinary way your father would have continued during Boy's lifetime. That will also stop if Boy marries you.
Yes, it was all in the letters.
And don't count on your father changing his mind, because I've no intention of allowing him to.
I'm quite sure you haven't.
You think it doesn't matter being poor, but I wonder if you realise what it's like.
The one who doesn't realise is you.
Not from experience, I'm glad to say, but from observation I do. One's only got to look at the hopeless, dreary expression on the faces of the poor to see what it must be.
I don't agree with you at all, but anyhow, we shan't be poor like poor people. Boy has 800 a year, besides what he makes from his books.
The parson here and his wife have 800 a year, and look at their faces.
They were born with those. I did better, thanks to you. Shall we be married here in the chapel, or shall I go off without you to London for it? We naturally don't want anybody to be there except Fanny and Lady Alconley and you, if you'd care to come. I must say I would love to be given away by Daddy.
It is quite intolerable of you to put us in this position, and I shall have to talk it over with Montdor. But frankly, I think that if you intend to go through with this indecent marriage at all costs, it will make the least talk if we have it here, and before your birthday. After which, you incestuous little trollop, I never want to set eyes on either you or your uncle again, as long as I live. And please don't expect a wedding present from me.
Don't cry, Mummy. I'm so very, very happy.
Well, I'm not.
Exactly 1 month later, Davy, Aunt Sadie and I drove over to Hampton for the wedding. Uncle Matthew was asked, but...
Nothing would induce me to accept. Wouldn't be able to keep me hands off the sewer. Boy. There's one thing. You'll hear his real name at last. Just note it down for me, please. I've always wanted to know what it is. To put it in a drawer.
Poor Patricia. What can she be thinking now?
Oh, boy. They've been completely cut out of the will. In the ordinary course of events, Cedric Hampton would have inherited Hampton itself and Lord Montdor's titles, but as a result of this new will, he's destined to be one of the 5 or 6 richest men in England.
I do wonder what Cedric Hampton is like.
Sad, isn't it? The idea of a great lumping colonial at Hampton.
Simply tragic. Poor boy.
When he came up the aisle with Davy as his best man, he shook hands with us. I always think Boy is playing a part, but he didn't get this one quite right. I mean, I thought he'd make a good chief mourner. Then, one large white hand on her father's arm, came Polly, dispelling the embarrassment that hung like a fog in the chapel, calm, confident, and noble, radiating happiness in a cloud of white tulle and lilies of the valley and joy, creating one of the most beautiful moments that I have ever experienced.
Oh, dear.
She's gone. Poor Sonia.
Please say after me, I, Harvey, take thee, Leopoldina, to be my lawful wedded wife.
Then it was all over, and Polly floated out again, only on the arm of a different, well-preserved old man. When we left, I looked back. Beautiful Hampton lay deserted, empty and sad. Youth had gone from it. Henceforth it was to be the home of two lonely old people. My real life as a married woman, that is to say, that life with my husband in our own house, now began.
Alfred, a miracle. The house is ours. It's amazing. The workmen have gone, and the daffodils are out in the garden. I never dreamed it would be ready. Never, never.
My darling, these high spirits are quite irrational, you know. It was always going to be ready.
Oh, Alfred, at least say you like my wallpaper.
It was paradise. The Radlets were wonderful and exclaimed over everything.
Not Fuller's walnut. How can you afford it, Fanny? We haven't had it at home, not since Far's last financial crisis. Things are better. We're back on Bromo again, a good writing paper. When the loo paper gets thinner and the writing paper thicker, it's always a bad sign at home. Oh, by the way, we had a postcard from Polly.
Where was it from?
Seville. That's in Spain.
Did she sound happy?
Do people sound unhappy on postcards, Fanny? Isn't it always lovely weather and everything wonderful on postcards? Has she written to you?
Only postcards. One from Paris and one from Saint-Jean-de-Luz.
I wonder if it's as nice as she thought, being in bed with the old lecturer.
Marriage isn't only bed. There are other things.
You go and tell that to Sadie.
Lady Montdor would descend without warning, either on her way to or from London, or on shopping expeditions to Oxford, for which I was needed to carry her bags.
I hate to see you living in this horrid little hovel, so unsuitable. Is that your tea?
Oh, yeah.
All right, dear. Yes, just a cup, please. Oh, how weak you have it. Oh, no. This will do quite well. Yes, as I was saying, Montdor spoke of your husband today at luncheon with the bishop. They'd read something of his and seemed to have been quite impressed.
Oh, he's the cleverest man I ever met.
And so, of course, I suppose he thinks I'm a very stupid person.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
I'm sure he must really. You don't mean to tell me he thinks I'm clever?
Yes, very clever. He perhaps doesn't look upon you as an intellectual, but
I'm... Indeed. Not an intellectual.
You see, he doesn't believe that women ever are intellectuals. I mean, hardly ever. Perhaps 1 in 10 million. Virginia Woolf, perhaps.
You know, Fanny, it is all very well for funny little people like you to read books the whole time. You only have yourself to consider. Whereas Montdor and I are public servants in a way. We have something to live up to, tradition and so on. Duties to perform, you know. It's a very different matter. A great deal is expected of us. I think and hope, not in vain. But occasionally we have our reward, when people get a chance to show how they worship us. For instance, when we came back from India, and the dear villagers pulled our motor car up the drive. Really touching. Now, all you intellectual people never have moments like that. Well, one lives and learns. I know now that I'm outside the pale intellectually. Who was this woman, the intellectual?
Virginia Woolf? Oh, she's a writer. A novelist.
And she is so intellectual. No doubt she writes about nothing but station masters. I prefer books about society people myself.
Well, she did write a fascinating book about a society person called Mrs. Dalloway.
Perhaps I'll read it then. Oh, of course. I'd forgotten. I never read.
She went off with the book in her hands. I realized that Polly and Boy were dead to her. Boy could never be her lover again, and Polly could never now do her credit in the eyes of the world. She was very lonely.
Couldn't read it. I did try, but it's too boring. And I never got to that society person you told me about.
It was no doubt the dullness of her life which now deflected her thoughts to Cedric Hampton. She thought and spoke of him continually, and presently had the idea that it would amuse her to see him. But Cedric could not so easily be found. I was kept informed of every stage of the search for him until he was eventually traced to Paris.
Fanny, dear, Cedric comes next Tuesday for a fortnight. I wrote out the dates very carefully indeed. If we like him, he can come again. I thought you might come over for the night. I think it might be easier to have another young person there when he arrives. Good. I'll send the motor.
Alfred, I can't believe it. I've just received a wonderful reward for being a lady-in-waiting.
Oh, Lord, if you've been putting yourself out all this time with a reward in view, I don't mind at all. If you're working for a wage, it's quite a different matter, so long, of course, as the wage seems to you worthwhile.
It does, darling, it does. I can't wait to see the lumberjack arrive, to stake his claim to the shack.
Oh, only you, Fanny. We're quite nervous. Do you think we shall hear the motor car when it comes up the drive? We generally can if the wind is in the west.
I expect I shall. I hear everything.
Oh, we're not stone deaf ourselves. Show Fanny that little book you got for Cedric Montdor.
Oh, yes.
Too late, too late. He's here.
Mr. Cedric Hampton.
Please, get up off your knees, Cedric.
Don't speak just for a moment. Just let me go on looking at you wonderful, wonderful people.
Welcome. Welcome to Hampton.
The beauty. I can only say I am drunk with it. England so much more beautiful than I had imagined. I've never had very good accounts of England somehow. This house so romantic. Such a repository of treasures, and above all, you, the two most beautiful people I have ever seen.
Won't you take off your spectacles? I should like to see your eyes.
Oh, later, dear Lady Montdor, later, when my dreadful, paralyzing shyness, a disease with me, has quite worn off. They give me confidence, you see, when I'm dreadfully nervous, just as a mask would. In a mask one can face anything. I should like my life to be a perpetual bal masqué, Lady Montdor, don't you agree?
This is our cousin, and a distant relation of yours, Cedric, Fanny Wincham.
In Paris, I have an apartment of all beauty. One's idea of heaven. The first floor of the Hôtel Pompon, purest Louis XIV. Tiny, you know, but all one needs, that is to say, a bedroom and a bed ballroom. You must come and stay with me there, dear Lady Montdor. You will live in my bedroom, and I in the bed ballroom. Promise me that you will come.
We shall have to see. Personally, I've never been very fond of France. The people are so frivolous. I greatly prefer the Germans.
Germans? The frivolity of the Germans terrifies even one. I have a German friend in Paris, and a more frivolous creature, Lady Montdor, does not exist.
I hope you will make some suitable English friends now, Cedric.
Yes, yes. That is what I long for. But, please, can my chief English friend be you, dearest Lady Montdor?
I think you should call us Aunt Sonia and Uncle Montdor.
May I really? Oh, how charming you are to me. How happy I am to be here. Oh, you seem, Aunt Sonia, to shower happiness around you.
Yes, I do. I live for others. I suppose that's why. The sad thing is that people have not always appreciated it. They're so selfish themselves.
Oh, I too have been a victim of selfishness of people all my life. This German friend I mentioned just now, his selfishness passes comprehension.
It's a he.
A boy called Klug. I hope to forget all about him while I'm here. I find I need a great deal of beauty around me. Beautiful objects wherever I look, and beautiful people who see the point of one.
Now, Lady Montdor.
Ah?
Oh, dearest Aunt Sonia. After dinner, I want you to do me a great, great favour. Will you put on your jewels so that I can see you sparkling in them? Oh, I do so long for it.
Very well, then. But now, Cedric, won't you take off your glasses?
Oh, perhaps I could. Yes, I really think the last vestige of my shyness has gone.
Blue, large, slightly vacant eyes, just like Lady Patricia's, just like Polly's, but not quite.
Yes, anybody can see that you're a Hampton, Cedric. Don't let's see those horrid spectacles again.
My goggles, specially designed by Van Cleef for me.
I hate spectacles.
When dinner was over, we went back to the long gallery with Cedric following Lady Montdor like a dog, and leaving Lord Montdor to swallow his port alone. There we found the map table had been covered with blue velvet trays, each of which contained a parure of large and beautiful jewels. Cedric practically cried with happiness, and set to work at once to transform Lady Montdor.
In the first place, my dear Aunt Sonia, this dress won't do.
Oh,
let me see. Oh, yes! The red brocade from the piano, if one drapes it and pins it on the shoulder with a huge diamond brooch. Oh, have you some maquillage in this bag, dear?
I think so.
And a comb? Naughty, naughty you, it cakes. Never mind, that will do for now. Not pulling your hair, am I? We've got to show the bone structure so beautiful on you. I think you'll have to find a new coiffeur, Aunt Sonia. Well, we'll see about that. Anyway, it must go up, like this. Oh, do you realise what a difference that makes? Now, Mrs. Wincham, will you please put out the top lights for me? And bring the lamp from that bureau over there, yes. Thank you.
He hung Lady Montdor about with diamonds, covering the brocade down to her waist, and finally putting the crown of pink diamonds on top of her head. Then he made her look at herself in a mirror on the wall. Lady Montdor was absolutely entranced. After that, Cedric took off his coat, collar and tie, and clasped a great necklace of diamonds and sapphires round his throat.
You really must pat your face more, Aunt Sonia.
Pat?
Yes, with nourishing creams. I'll show you. Twice a week, you must sleep in a mask.
A mask?
Yes, back to masks. But this time, I mean the sort you paint on at night. It goes quite hard, so you look like the commandeur in Don Juan. And in the morning, you can't smile. Not a glimmer. So you mustn't telephone until you've removed it with the remover, because you know if you telephone smilelessly, you sound cross. And if it happens to be one at the other end, one couldn't bear it.
Oh, my dear boy, I don't know about a mask. What would Griffith say?
Well, if Griffith is your maid, she won't notice a thing. They never do. We shall notice, though, your great new beauty. Oh, those cruel lines.
I got very sleepy at that time, particularly after dinner, as I was expecting a baby. So I said good night, but they hardly bothered to reply. They were standing in front of a glass, a lamp at their feet, gazing happily at their own images. From time to time, one would exchange a jewel. The pink tiara was now on Cedric's head. From the moment the Montdors first set eyes on Cedric, there was no question of him leaving after a fortnight. He was obviously there for good and all. They both took him to their hearts and loved him almost as much, better than they'd loved Polly for years. We came to be great friends.
Oh, Davy, you wouldn't believe the facial operations, slimming cures, exercises. I mean, her grey hair rinsed blue with pink bows and diamond daisies. Her whole face has been lifted, plucked, and trimmed to look as tidy as Mrs. Chattersley Corbett's.
I make her say brush before she comes into a room. It's a thing I got out of an old book on deportment, and it fixes at once this very gay smile on one's face.
But Fanny, Cedric loves Cedric, and furthermore he comes from the jungle, and just as soon as it suits him he will tear her to pieces and slink back into the undergrowth.
You don't like Cedric? How couldn't you? I absolutely adore him.
One is here.
Oh, Lord, I'd best go. I shan't see you again, Fanny, until I get back from my cruise.
What do you think? Davy may be able to go and see Polly and Boy in Sicily. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Oh, describe Polly's beauty.
Oh, Cedric, I've described it to you 100 times. She's so beautiful, it's difficult to make out what she's really like as a person, because all you want to do is just gaze and gaze.
Oh, more beautiful than one.
Oh.
It's my beard. All that horrible shaving. I shall send to New York this very day for some wax. Oh, you can't conceive the agony it is. But if it will make you gaze, Fanny...
It's not the shaving. It's something extra that Polly has, which I can't explain.
What extra can she have besides beardlessness?
Lady Patricia was quite beardless.
Oh, you are so fortunate not to be a beauty, Fanny. You'll never know the agony of losing your looks. Now, I've seen many photographs of Boy. Sonia's books are full of them. Boy is quite ravishing. The kind of looks I adore. Stocky, with deep, attractive furrows all over his face. Dependable.
Dependable? When Davy got back from his cruise, he rang me up and said he would come over to luncheon and tell me about Polly. I thought Cedric might as well come hear it first-hand, so I rang Hampton.
Darling, I'd love to. In fact, I'd love to stay for 2 days, if that is possible. Oh, Sonia's gone for this orange juice cure. Yes, total starvation except for orange juice. Oh, but don't mind too much for her. I know she'll cheat. Uncle Montdor's in London for the house, and I feel sad, all alone here.
Cedric is coming, so you mustn't begin without him.
Oh, Cedric. It is too bad, Fanny. I never come without finding that monster here. He seems to live in your house. What does Alfred think of him?
Doubt if he knows him by sight, to tell you the truth. Come and see the baby, Dave.
Oh, yes.
Sorry if I'm late, darlings. Oh, you haven't started about Boy, have you?
No.
Oh, how loyal. I was delayed by Sonia, too, on the telephone. She's in her states. It seems they've had her up for stealing the nurse's breakfast. Just imagine, no dinner, 1 orange juice at midnight, and woken up by the smell of kippers. So, naturally, the poor darling sneaked out and pinched one, and they caught her with it under her dressing gown. I'm glad to say she'd eaten most of it before they got it away from her. Well, the thing is, she started off demoralized by finding your name in the visitor's book, Davy. Oh. Apparently, she gave a scream and said, "Oh, but he's a living skeleton. Whatever was he doing here?" When they said you'd gone there to put on weight. Well, what is the idea?
Well, the idea is health. If you're too fat, you lose, and if you're too thin, you gain. I should have thought a child could understand that.
No.
But Sonia won't stick it for a day, no self-discipline.
Oh, just like one poor darling.
Now, Davy, please tell us about Polly.
Oh, yes.
I may as well start by telling you that I don't think they're at all happy.
Oh.
Now, the place they're staying is beautiful beyond words. The regular Mediterranean view that you can never get enough of. But it was one long wail from them about how difficult everything is. More expensive than they thought it would be, and how the people, village people I mean, don't really help, but say yes, yes the whole time, and nothing gets done.
Oh, yes.
After luncheon it got very hot, which Polly doesn't like, and she went off to her room with everything drawn. And I had a session with Boy on the terrace, and then I really saw how the land lay. Well, all I can say is I know it's wrong, not right, to arouse the sexual instincts of little girls so that they fall in love with you, but the fact is, poor old Boy is taking a fearful punishment. You see, he has literally nothing to do from morning to night, except water his geraniums. And you know how bad it is for them to have too much water. They're all leaf as a result. He has nobody to talk to, no club, no London library, no neighbours, and, of course, above all, no Sonia to keep him on the run. Polly is no company for him, really. You can see that, and in many ways she seems dreadfully on his nerves. She's so insular, you know. Nothing is right for her. She hates the place, hates the people, even hates the climate. Boy, at least, is very cosmopolitan, speaks beautiful Italian, prepared to be interested in the local folklore and things like that. But you can't be interested quite alone. And Polly is so discouraging. So there's the poor fellow, shut up month after month with a cross little girl he's known from a baby. There's not much cop, you must admit, poor chap.
Poor Polly. What about a baby? Any signs?
None that I could see. But after all, how long have they been married? 18 months? Sonia was 18 years before she had Polly.
Oh, goodness, I shouldn't imagine the lecturer in 8 years' time will be able to...
What, Fanny?
Well, perhaps that is what makes them so sad.
That's sure to be Sonia, for one.
Entirely between you and me, Fanny, and this is not to go any further. I think Polly is having trouble with Boy.
Oh, dear. Kitchen maids?
No, not kitchen maids.
Don't tell me.
He's writing this book about 3 dukes. Pincio is one of them. And I rather think that Boy...
That was Lady Montdor. She's been caught red-handed having allowances in the Devonshire tea rooms and been given the sack. She says she's going to call for me on her way back, so that she has company for the drive home. There now, I shan't be able to have my little visit to you after all. And I had been looking forward to it.
Lady Montdor and Cedric installed themselves at Montdor House for the winter, and were seen no more by me, although occasional echoes of Cedric's great success reached Oxford.
We hope you're pleased to see us.
I am. Very.
We don't think you realise how bitterly offended we feel over your behaviour to us the last year or two. The fact is, we know a very interesting bit of news, and in spite of your counter-honest behaviour in not allowing us to meet Cedric, we're going to tell it to you. So, the news is Napoleon has left Elba and is on his way back.
Say it again.
Dense? Nobody would think that you were a hostess to the younger cosmopolitan intellectual set, noted for her brilliant repartee.
Do you mean Polly?
Very bright of you, dear. Josh, you know the groom, was out exercising this morning, and he stopped at the Blood Arms for a quick one, and that's when he heard.
When?
Any day now. The tenants have gone, and the house is being got ready. Ooh, Lady Patricia's sheets and things, you know. She's going to have a baby.
Who is Polly?
Well, dear, who do you think? Not Lady Patricia. So that's what she's coming back for. So are you admitting that it was handsome of us to come over and tell you?
Very handsome.
So, will you invite us to luncheon one day soon?
Any day you like. I'll make chocolate profiteroles and real cream.
What about closing our eyes with holy dread?
Cedric, if that's what you mean, is in London. I was sitting by my window, remembering the time I saw Polly struggling into the wind with Boy, and thinking how I half wanted her and half didn't want her back in my life. I was pregnant again and always felt tired. And then suddenly, there she was in my drawing-room, heavily pregnant too, beautiful as ever, in a red coat. And there too was the lecturer, looking old and worn.
Hello, Fanny.
Polly, Boy, Fanny, darling, lovely to see you. Why did you never write? Can I bend you to my will?
Oh, yes, you can. I've got simply nothing to do. I was just looking at the snow.
Oh, the heaven of snow and clouds after all those blue skies. Now, the thing is, Fanny, can I bend you until late this afternoon, because Boy's got an utter mass of things to do, and I can't stand about much, as you see.
But that's wonderful. Then you'll both lunch here?
Boy has to lunch with someone on business. You can go off then, darling, if you like.
Bye, then.
Come back for me here when you've finished. And don't hurry a bit. Now, darling Fanny, I want to do one final bend and make you lunch with me at Fuller's. Oh, we'll ring for a taxi. Oh, I see you're the same darling Fanny, just as you were the same when I got back from India. Why is it that I, of all people, keep on having to go abroad? I do think it's too awful, don't you?
What made you come back?
Well, you remember my Auntie Edna at Hampton Court?
Oh, yes.
The good old girl died and left me all her money. Not much, but we can just afford to live at Silkin. Then Boy is writing a book, and he had to come back for that. London Library in Paddington.
Paddington?
Duke. Muniment room. Then there's this baby. Fancy, if one had to have a baby abroad. Poor little thing. Not a cow in the place. All the same, Boy doesn't want to settle down here for good. I think he's still frightened of Mummy, you know. Well, I'm a bit myself. Well, not frightened exactly, but bored at the idea of a scene.
I don't think you need worry about her a bit. Your mother has altered completely in the last 2 years.
Now, I must hear all about Cedric.
How much do you know about him?
Boy made friends in Sicily with an Italian called Pincio. He's writing about a former Pincio in his new book. Anyway, this one knew Cedric in Paris, so he told us a lot about him. He says he's very pretty.
Yes, that's quite true.
How pretty, Fan? Prettier than me?
No. One doesn't have to gaze and gaze at him like one does with you.
Oh, darling, you are so kind. Not any longer, though, I fear.
Oh, just exactly the same. But he is very much like you. Didn't the Duke say that?
Yes. He said we were Viola and Sebastian. I must say I die for him.
I really think he loves your mother, you know. He is such a slave to her. Never leaves her for a moment. Always in high spirits.
I'm not surprised. I loved her before she began about the marrying.
There! You told me once you'd hated her all your life, and I knew it wasn't true.
The fact is, when you hate someone, you can't imagine not hating them. It's just the same as with love. And I don't suppose she's in all that hurry to get Cedric off that she was with me.
No hurry?
You mean she's in love with him herself?
In love? I don't know. Well, she loves him like anything. He makes such fun of her, you see. Her life has become so amusing. Besides, she must know quite well that marriage isn't his thing exactly, poor Cedric.
I utterly can't wait to see her, Fanny. Can we arrange it?
Not for the moment. They're in London now. Fearful busy with the Longy ball that they are giving at Montdor House.
What is a Longy ball?
You know, Venetian. Real water, with real gondolas floating on it in the ballroom. No light, except for candles in Venetian lanterns, until the guests get to the ballroom, when a searchlight will be trained on Cedric and your mother, receiving from a gondola. Fairly different from your ball, eh, Polly? I've seen Polly. Just imagine she spent the whole day here. And, oh, Alfred, she's not a bit in love anymore.
Honestly, Fanny, do you think of anything but who is or is not in love with whom?
Love is the sweetest thing, what else on earth could ever bring?
So Polly now settled into her aunt's house at Silkin. She had got to know Geoffrey Paddington, who was helping Boy with his new book. His father, or something, was one of the dukes. She seemed very keen for me to meet him. I found him friendly and very dull, but I could see that he was falling in love with Polly. Then Polly lost her baby.
It was born, took one look at Boy and quickly died again.
No one was allowed to see Polly for 10 days.
Oh, Polly,
don't. What lovely camellias.
Jeff Paddington sent them. Do admit that he's a perfect love.
Oh.
You know, Sister was with his sister when she had her babies.
Oh, Lady Polly, Lady Montdor is downstairs.
Is Mr... I really mean, is Boy there?
Yes, he's with her now. He sent word to say, will you see her? Oh. If you don't want to, Lady Polly, I can say quite truthfully that you may not have another visitor today.
Oh, I'll go. No, Fanny, you mustn't, darling. I'm not sure I will see her, but I couldn't possibly be left alone with her. Sit down again at once, please.
Oh.
Do go to the window. Is it them?
Oh, yes. And Cedric is there too. And they're all three walking around the garden together.
No, I must see Cedric. Sister, do be a darling and go and tell them to come up at once.
Now, Lady Polly, no. It's absolutely out of the question for you to see a stranger today.
I'd better see Mummy.
She seems in a very friendly mood, laughing and chatting away. Very smart, in navy blue with a sailor hat. Boy is being wonderful. I thought he might be knocked groggy by her appearance, but he's pretending not to notice. He's looking at Cedric all the time. Oh, they're getting on like mad.
I dived the sailor hat. Sister, ask her to come up.
Yes, Lady Polly.
Fanny, give me a comb and a glass.
Oh, yes.
Now, go on with the running commentary.
Well... Oh, Cedric and Boy are chatting away like mad. I think Boy's admiring Cedric's suit. Lady Montdor is all smiles, having a good look round. You know the way she does. Oh, there's Sister. She's floating up to your mother. Oh, here they come. Oh, your mother looks so happy. You can see how she must have been missing you really at the bottom of her heart all this time.
Nonsense.
Let me escape now through boys' dressing room.
No, on no account whatever, Fanny. I can't face her alone, beams or no beams.
Polly, darling.
Hello, Mummy.
Oh, lovely flowers, dear, these camellias. Can I have one for Cedric's buttonhole? Oh, from Paddington, are they? I fear he's a bit of a megalomaniac. So, the poor little baby died. I expect it was just as well. Children are an awful expense nowadays. Fanny, what a pity you couldn't come to the ball just for half an hour to have a look. It was really beautiful. Boy was telling us about this book, 3 Dukes. Such an excellent idea. Cedric is very much interested because he knows the French side. They think they might go to Paris together to do some research. In fact, we might all go. And wouldn't that be something?
Not me. No more abroad for me, ever.
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me.
What are you
Loves
doing,
me not.
Cedric?
Oh, don't interrupt, my angel. He loves me not. Oh, heaven, heaven, heaven. He loves me. Well, I may as well tell you, my darling, that the second big thing in my life has begun.
Oh, Cedric, do be careful. Cedric managed it all beautifully. As soon as Polly had recovered her health and looks, he put Boy and Lady Montdor into the Daimler and rolled away with them to France.
And Polly saw more and more of Geoffrey Paddington, until one day she went to live in Paddington Park forever.
And the Daimler rolled back to Hampton.
So here we all are, my darling, having our lovely cake and eating it too. One's great aim in life.
In Love in a Cold Climate by Nancy Mitford, dramatised for radio by Claire Luckham, Fanny was played by Amanda Root. Lady Montdor was Barbara Jefford, and Polly Teresa Gallagher. Aunt Sadie was Tessa Worsley, Uncle Davy John Strickland, and Cedric William Hope. Veronica Chattersley Corbett was Jenny Howe, Aunt Emily Patience Tomlinson, and Uncle Matthew Ewan Meredith. Jessie was Sarah Jane Home, Victoria Tilly Gaunt, Boy Dugdale Stephen Critchlow, and Alfred Tom Beard. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The director was Marion Nancarrow.